I have a problem. I've been building a cover system for my game, and it's exposed a fundamental issue in my character movement. One I need to fix not just for cover, but for pretty much any system that needs the character to face a certain direction. That problem is character rotation. So I know rotation sounds simple, but my system is based on the Lyra animation system, and this is the key problem. Right now, I don't understand what layer is in control of the rotation at any given moment, which I need to fix. So before I go further, here's the context. So I've been working on a cover actor which uses a spline. When the player enters cover, they transition into a cover state, which locks the character to the spline, allowing them to move along the wall, and restrict movement to prevent them from moving away from it. So mechanically, that works fine, but cover has a strict requirement. The character has to face a very specific direction, and it's got to be consistent when entering, when moving in cover, when exiting, and that's where things start getting confusing. My animation setup is built on Lyra's approach. Now, I built this system based on Lyra ages ago, and whilst I do understand the general ideas and premises of what it's doing, I still find it quite confusing. So I'm not going to pretend I understand every bit of it, because I don't. I created it following a course when I first started getting into animations. So I made it ages ago now. In Unreal, you've basically got two common approaches to character rotation. Be warned, this is an oversimplification. Orient rotation to movement, which is where the character faces the velocity in which you're going, or use controller rotation yaw, where you face a direct target that's been input. I'm using a free camera most of the time. Outside of a few instances, such as when aiming a weapon, I don't want the character facing the camera direction. So generally, I would prefer orient rotation to movement to be correct. The problem is, orient rotation to movement uses velocity. So if I tap a direction briefly on the keypad, it doesn't fully turn the character. I have to hold the input down to get them to fully turn around. It feels sluggish and it looks wrong. What I want is actually closer to what I feel is more common in third-party shooter action adventure games, where input should define a desired direction and a character should instantly snap or turn in place to that direction, with the animations handling the joint between the two, allowing them to easily and seamlessly rotate in the desired direction. And this is where Lyra gets complicated. Lyra doesn't just allow you to just set the rotation and be done with it. It has correction layers, logic for turn in place and yaw offsets, and it's designed to make rotation happen smoothly and naturally, even if you're rotating quickly, which is great if you stay within the Lyra formula. But Lyra, by default, seems to use the camera orientated to movement option first. So normally you have a capsule and a camera, and in camera facing orientation, these are connected. So your character mesh is a subcomponent of the capsule and is therefore also attached and moves with it, as visible in the default third-person template character, where you can see their feet sliding. So getting back to Lyra, the way it handles this is as you rotate the character, you counter-rotate the mesh, which makes it look like it's stayed in place. So it keeps doing this until you reach a predefined angle, and at that point it enters a turn-in-place animation to catch up with the capsule direction. And this is where the problem comes about. When I try to manually define the rotation using the input, it seems to battle the turn in place logic. So instead of a clean tap and face direction, I get what appears to be inconsistent behavior. Like the system overspinning and then correcting itself again. And cover makes this so obvious, because cover constantly forces a set direction. So the real task I've been working on the past couple of weeks is this. I need a single, reliable, desired facing pipeline that works for free locomotion and for cover without Lyra's turn in place logic misfiring and affecting it. The idea is to introduce an intermediate value, something like a variable called desired yaw, which can be driven by different systems, whether that be input, camera direction, or whatever else. That value wouldn't rotate the character directly. It would act as the target that the turn in place and rotation logic is trying to meet. So essentially, I'm trying to unify the system to account for all these differences. But the problem is, my attempts have so far been unsuccessful. Everything I've tried so far hasn't worked. They've resulted in unexpected movement behaviors and rotation issues. And I have made minor fixes to the system as a whole, fixing glitches and issues where I spot them. But it's led me to an uncomfortable realization. Given how many changes I've made over the past couple of months, does my system still hold up as intended? Does it still behave correctly without all the custom rotation logic that I've plastered on top trying to achieve this? So I stripped things back and decided to test it bit by bit, and the answer was no. So before I add more custom logic to it, I need to better break it down and understand why everything is happening the way it is. And I feel like I need to much better understand the system that I built probably over a year ago now. And then I need to restructure it to better accommodate my new requirements. So that's what I'll be doing next. So it's been a couple of really harsh, bug-prone, banging my head on the wall kind of few weeks. But I'm hoping that by combining this and fixing this now, I'll be able to better create my systems going forwards. So thank you for listening, and bye.